to obey. Without Lou's loving support, though, I can't imagine succeeding. Nearly as strong as the tug to express myself on paper or canvas is my eagerness to see Ben Martin again. This befuddles me. An Englisher? Just as I am free of Rudy Esch in every way, I am determined to forget about this boy who can be nothing but trouble to my goal of joining church. Yesterday, out on the road, we happened to run into each other when I was bringing the horse and sleigh home from an errand. Lo and behold, if I wasn't alone, which is mighty unusual, as Luke or Yoni, two of my younger brothers, or Mom, regularly accompany me. There he was, tall and blond, just strolling along in the cold, his strong arms swinging at his sides, his head turned to gaze at distant snowy hills. Well, I didn't even think twice about whether or not to stop the horse. I did so straight away, sitting alone in my father's buggy, risking being caught talking to Ben in an afternoon's brash light. I felt downright peculiar listening to him talk about his hope, as he put it. Yeah, he's determined to change my mind about turning him down for coffee. We wouldn't be gone but an hour, he coaxed. Of course, I couldn't even begin to ponder such a thing, and I managed to steer the conversation to something else altogether. The menfolk's local championship game of checkers over at the Gordonville Fire Hall. Ben's eyes brightened, and not surprisingly. I've learned that most men perk up at the mention of games. Cornerball, baseball, volleyball, and whatnot. So I was glad to have diverted his thinking away from me, at least for a time. Now, if only I can stop thinking of him. We must have talked for a good quarter hour, and without considering the consequences of being caught, I fed his obvious hope, slipping out from beneath my warm lap-robe and climbing down from the carriage to talk with him. Right there along the road in the frosty air, where oft-times I walked in the warmth of a summertime night, breathing in the sweetness of honeysuckle while cornstalks creaked in the field. On such evenings, I liked to stare up at the stars, bemused at just how many the good Lord created. Right there, where it struck me anew that if the Almighty One had taken time to form all those stars in the vast heavens, then did he also have time to heed a sparrow's fall and the number of hairs tucked under my white prayer cup? I stood there and visited with Ben, where any one of the people could have witnessed the intriguing intent in his eyes. I can only guess what my own face, my two readable eyes, communicated back to him, because my heart was saying some fearsome things to me. Things I don't recall feeling toward another man, not even my former beau Rudy. And if it's true that the Lord God sees everything, he must never again see me with Ben. Oh, such ill timing. On the heels of my handshake agreement with Dad yet. First, the pull of art on me, and now suddenly another issue weighs so heavily. What on earth can I do about Ben? Honestly, I find myself sighing loudly whenever I think of this most recent encounter. That, and dear friend Lou's kind admonition. Creative redirection, indeed. William Wordsworth wrote, "Fair seed time had my soul, and I grew up fostered alike by beauty and by fear." Chapter 1. A half-dozen blackbirds perched themselves on the makeshift scarecrow on the edge of the snowy garden. The figure wore Preacher Jesse Zook's own black trousers and green shirt, which had already seen better days when 20-year-old Annie had snatched them up, rescuing them from the rag bag. The long shirt sleeves had been rolled up months before to reveal the straw man's upper appendages. Now the